Well, hello YouTube and welcome back to my channel, Mixed Masdevallias. Well, here we are again back in the greenhouse, and I did say to a viewer a couple of weeks ago that I would share with you how I grow my Spanish moss, Tillandsia Usneoides. It's part of the Bromeliaceae family. This particular moss, and mine, I mean, we call it moss, but it's not effectively a moss. It's an epiphyte that does live on trees. It's mostly found in areas like Mexico, Bermuda, the Bahamas, Central America, South America, the West Indies, and recent surveys also suggest now that it's neutralised in Queensland in Australia. So I'll show you, I'll get set up and show you how I look after it, how I water it, how I divide it, and we can see together. This particular moss, this moss I've got here is from Mexico. Maurice's robusta it's called. I don't know if we can get close. Let's just move the camera around so we can see a bit better. Yeah, this is a thick-leafed, if you want to call them leaves, but the thick-leaf moss. This one is the Mexico one. I think there's 4 or 5 different varieties. I'm sure you can get them all over. Some of the thin types, but I prefer the thick moss. I grow it in here just to allow it to give me a bit of shading. It shades the plants if we do get any warm days, and it looks effective, and it don't take a lot of looking after. I probably water this once a week in a summer, and in the winter basically it gets a mist in. But as we go along, I'll show you how I do that. One of its care needs is it needs bright light, but not direct sunlight. It needs good air circulation, hence I've got it hanging high in front of my fans. It needs water, good water. It needs either rainwater, distilled water, or RO water. Do not use chlorinated tap water. Never give it tap water, it won't do it any good whatsoever. As I said before, this variety is Maurice's robusta, which is the Mexican variety. It grows quite freely in this greenhouse. I mean, I split it regular. You know, I put it in different, as you can see up there, look, I've just shoved some in that old wicker, and it just grows along. It just growing, hangs down. Here's a recent division I took a couple of days ago. You know, it's just a bit of a tie wrap around the top, hooked on. Apparently it don't like to be tied with wire. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. I tend to use tie wraps on it. A lot of people seems to think it comes from Spain because of its name, Spanish moss, but unfortunately it don't come from Spain. It comes from the American continent and a lot of the countries that I mentioned earlier. So yeah, what I'll do now is I'll give you a bit of a demonstration how I water my Spanish moss, and hope that you will find this video fairly useful. I'm sorry it's not going to be a long one. There's not a lot to say about Tillandsia, but yeah, I'm sure you viewers and the viewer who asked for it will find it useful. It does make a nice addition to your greenhouse. If you're going to grow it, hang it up in your greenhouse, take regular divisions off it. This one has, it does flower. It has a yellowy brown flower. about summertime. They're very small flowers. I think if I look in there, I seen one a minute ago, but there, probably too close, but in there was a little flower, died off. But yeah, the flowers are yellowy brown, and it does look amazing when you grow it. It has like grey hair-like strands, if you can see them. Truly amazing. It is epiphytic. It's an epiphyte. It does live on the branches of trees. It doesn't take any nutrients from the branch or from the tree. It gets all its nutrients from the sunlight, from rain, from dust blowing around in the atmosphere, and out of the fog. I don't normally fertilise my Spanish moss. What I tend to do is once a week I drop it in a bucket of water during the summer, and in the winter I just give it a misting with a misting bottle and just mist it. You'll notice when I'll give you a demonstration in a minute, but you'll notice that once it's been watered, it turns from this silver colour to a nice shade of green. So in front of me now I've got a bucket of RO water. Don't forget I said I did normally do this in the summer. We're in autumn at the moment, but I've got all the fans on. It's not too cold today, so I'll just demonstrate how I tend to water once a week my Spanish moss. I lower it into the bucket, push it right down so everything's getting wet. Normally I'd leave this in this bucket for a good 10 minutes, and that tends to do it. So if I bring it out now, hopefully it's turned green, it's hydrated itself, picked up some, as you can see it's turning green. That means it's taking on some water from being watered. Now what I tend to do is just hang that back up in the greenhouse and let it dry off, but today it'll dry off pretty quick in front of them fans. But that's what I do when I water with the bucket. So normally in the winter I use just a spray. I'll just demonstrate how I do it. This is what I normally do in the winter. I just use RO water or rainwater, give it a spray till I see it turning green, and I'm sure you can see that turning green on the video. Then that's all it gets in a winter. So I'll hang that back up now and let that dry out. Well, there we have it, viewers. That's it. That's how I look after my Spanish moss. I hope you found the video useful. Thanks for the viewer who asked me to do the video on my Spanish moss. Yeah, I know it's short, to the point. I don't like dragging these videos out. You know that if you follow the channel. But yeah, that's how I look after my Spanish moss. If you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up. Don't do you any harm to give us a thumbs up, does it? And if you want to follow the channel and see more of these Masdevallias, these Draculas, my carnivorous plants, my Nepenthes, my other growing areas on this channel, please subscribe. Thanks for now, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.